So a lot of times people just skip by mobile homes. They don't think about them. They don't want to deal with them. The stereotype just kind of continues with them. But we don't shy away from mobile homes, do we?
No, we've done quite a few lately, actually. I think you've got to have a decent piece of land and you've got to make it appealing. So you've got to update the colors and things like that.
Yeah. And there's still a lot of people who a mobile home is a good solution for them, whether, they just want something at a lower price per foot so they can get more size for their
More
dollar.
land.
They're out on land. They don't have to deal with neighbors or people near as much. And so they are still a very sought after um, housing
Hmm.
option for a lot
Hmm.
of people. Some of the things with mobile homes is they don't always have to be as perfect as a flip in a trendy area.
Hmm.
Um, a lot of times people are willing to accept some of the things,
Not as nice things.
yeah, some not as nice things. And they're a lot of times also willing to do a little bit of work themselves. So they see it and they go, oh, that's not a big deal. I can go ahead and paint that, or I can fix this, or whatever.
I also think some of the stuff is easier to fix with the crawl space under. I know that there's crawl spaces under a lot of homes too, but here, if the hot water tank needs work, it's easy to get to. You might have a little bit more room in your crawl space to get under there. People are expecting you to have to get under there,
Hmm.
but it's honestly, mobile homes have been some of our best returns.
Yeah, they have. Now, so there's some things you have to look out for in mobile homes. What year was it manufactured? Was the title canceled or not? At least in Oklahoma,
Hmm.
the title for the mobile home could still be on the mobile home, so it has a basically like a car title, or could be canceled and be part of the land. Um,
Lenders are also something you got to watch for. Like, it's
hmm.
harder to get a lender on a single wide. On a double wide, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
And how many times it's been moved. If it's been moved more than once, it's hard to get a lender on. But most of the ones that we've dealt with, they're on their first spot. So we haven't had that much trouble getting lenders for buyers on the ones we've done.
Yeah. Now, key on that is what Amy's talking about are mobile homes that are on land that can be bought with the mobile home, not mobile homes in a park.
Correct.
That is a completely different ball game altogether. And we have bought some of those, and we've turned those into rentals. We haven't flipped those, and they've been good rentals for
Hmm.
us.
Hmm.
Um,
But they are ones that we can't get a lender on. We've tried several. But usually on those, we're buying them low enough that it's not that big a deal to not have a lender on.
yeah, and we get our cash back fairly quickly.
Hmm.
Then it's infinite returns after that point.
Yeah.
So some other things to think about on mobile homes. You're probably going to be on well and septic or aerobic or some other form of waste.
Hmm.
Whether you have propane or not, some mobile homes will, some won't. This mobile home has propane, although I'm not sure what actually runs on propane.
I believe it's the hot water tank.
Okay, so I guess just the hot water tank. Materials, a lot of the times materials will cost a little bit more on a mobile home
Hmm.
because they're more specialized. They're not, the trim that you see in here isn't what you go down to Lowe's or Home Depot and pick up. It's different trim. It's going to be a little bit different size, different material. Different reasons why the manufacturers do that. One for weight,
Hmm.
right? That's the main
Hmm.
one. But also things aren't the regular size. Your walls are usually not 2x4s. They're usually 2x3s.
Hmm.
So your normal boxes won't fit in them. You have to get special plugs and switches, and you just have to be mindful of these things so you know it's
Which is
coming.
it's easy to do because like we have a mobile home supply store. Actually, we have several in kind of in the same area in Oklahoma City where all the mobile
Hmm.
homes are sold. But once you know those things, you just go ahead of time and get what you need, and you have to know it because if you don't know it, then you get surprised when you go to install something and it doesn't fit. But doors are typically a little bit different; they're not as
Hmm.
thick. All those things. But like I said, if you know, you just go to that store.
And part of that comes from experience, but also having a process.
Hmm.
You have to abide by a process. You hear us say that all the time. You have to abide by a process. So you're doing things in the right manner. You're not doing work more than once.
Hmm.
You're not going to the store 30 times.
Hmm.
Um, a process will make you more efficient and make you be able to do more deals. Or if you don't want to do more deals, if you just want to do a few per year, and you know what, you're good with the income you get from that, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that.
But
A
the
lot.
process will help maximize your
Hmm.
return on those few deals that you do a year. So it's still critical, even if you're
Oh yeah.
small number of deals.
Yep. Totally.